in another piece of astonishing news yesterday, and this really is an amazing piece of news. Apparently, the DOJ has now released a letter that was it was a handwritten letter from the suspect in the second Trump assassination attempt. It was placed in a box containing tools and building materials left at the home of an unnamed associate. And they released the letter publicly. Well, that's weird. That's strange. It's weird how every manifesto that seems to, somehow forward a left-wing agenda, every manifesto like that is released. Every manifesto of, say, a shooter at a Christian school in Tennessee is somehow hidden for months. So what exactly was in the letter? It was a letter urging others to finish the job and offering $150,000 to anyone who managed to kill the Republican presidential candidate. So I have a question. Why was that released publicly? Might there be someone who takes that seriously and thinks that perhaps shooting Donald Trump will get them $150,000? Like, why is that made public? Bill Barr, former attorney general, he came out, he was like, what are they doing? Why in the world is this public right now? So that is a strange story and has raised yet more questions about the process of the release of these sorts of materials. Meanwhile, in other news, you know how Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, they keep saying the crime is down? Well, that's weird because it isn't actually down. According to the Wall Street Journal's Jeffrey Anderson, he says U.S. urban crime rates are actually up because the FBI doesn't get reports. This is what Donald Trump actually said during the debate. He was falsely fact-checked by David Muir and Lindsay Davis about all of this. He was right. Crime rates in urban areas are not, in fact, down. A new finding released this month by the National Crime Victimization Survey found that crime rates have not been falling and urban crime is far worse than it was in the pre-George Floyd era. That new NCVS report for 2023 finds no statistically significant evidence that violent crime or property crime is dropping in America. Excluding simple assault, the type of violent crime least likely to be charged as a felony, the violent crime rate in 2023 was 19% higher than in 2019. That is the last year before the BLM riots. America's recent crime spike has been concentrated in urban areas, which, shock, shock, are governed largely by Democrats. The urban violent crime rate increased 40% from 2019 to 2023. Excluding simple assault, the urban violent crime rate rose 54% over that span. Even murder stats are being skewed because there are a bunch of major cities that don't actually report their murder stats to the FBI. So just remember, the governance of the Biden-Harris administration has been awful, which presumably is why they are now relegated to unleashing the Ukrainian president on Pennsylvania as a campaign gambit. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.